adakah vaksin COVID-19 yang menjadi punca utama terhadap masalah autoimun yang didiagnos selepas pandemik, dan ada juga yang cakap sebelum vaksin COVID-19 tak pernah ada penyakit autoimun, lepas vaksin ni keluar barulah ada penyakit-penyakit autoimun. Apa komen Dr. Surin?
Yes, it triggers. It's not only COVID vaccine triggers, any kind of vaccine actually triggers. But
Hai, selamat datang sekali lagi ke You Sihat Podcast. Kita dalam siri Jom Dengar Tips. Hari ini saya bawakan konsultan physician dan rheumatologist daripada Columbia Asia Hospital Tebrau, Dr. Surendran Ramasamy. Tapi kan, tim saya on site ni, budak-budak podcast saya ni, dia orang ada bertadi tanya saya, sebenarnya rheumatologist ni siapa doktor? Dia pakai apa? Dia rawat apa? Dr. Surin, jawabkan.
thank you, Dr. Mala. Well, I get these questions a lot. Who are you? A rheumatologist, what do you do? Are you an orthopedic surgeon? Yes, I always get this.
Why orthopedic?
Because my disease involves joints.
Ah.
So what I handle is inflamasi di dalam tubuh, di dalam badan kita.
Okay.
Alright. So anything to do with inflamasi, it comes under rheumatology, especially when the inflammation is due to autoantibodies.
Autoantibodies. Apa maksud autoantibody, doktor?
So badan kita ada antibody kan? So antibody ini sepatutnya menangani kuman.
Okay.
Like viruses, like bacteria. So the askar dalam badan kita, it gets activated, it goes and kills the kuman. But here, for some reason, it gets activated. Askar ni it gets activated and it started destroying our own cells. Maksudnya, it can affect from top of your head all the way to your bottom of your feet. That is autoimmune disease.
So, antibody kita attack badan kita sendiri?
You are right, absolutely.
Dan penyakit berkenaan dengan itu dirawat oleh pakar rheumatologi. So, apa nama-nama diagnosis yang Dr. Surin rawat?
Contohnya seperti dalam klinik saya, I have plenty of rheumatoid arthritis. Rheumatoid arthritis adalah penyakit autoimun yang attack the joints mostly. And then second, we have systemic lupus erythematosus, which is SLE. And then we have psoriatic arthritis. We have idiopathic inflammatory myositis. That means penyakit autoimun yang menyerang muscle.
Alright.
And we have scleroderma, penyakit autoimun yang menyerang kulit.
Alright.
So we have plenty in it. It falls under a lot of things.
Kesemua penyakit yang berkaitan dengan autoimun dirawat oleh rheumatologist?
Not necessarily.
Sudah.
There you go. Because penyakit autoimun seperti thyroiditis, myasthenia gravis, ataupun just now we were talking about NMDA encephalitis, all those they have the specific subspecialty to deal with. Kalau thyroid biasanya endocrine.
Okay.
Kalau encephalitis, it is neurologist. Yes.
Multiple sclerosis?
It's by neurologists. It is also an autoimmune disease.
Autoimmune.
Yes.
Okay. Rheumatic fever?
Cardiologist. Even though it's a misnomer rheumatic kat sana, but it is not. It is under cardiology.
Tapi kalau saya refer doktor boleh rawatkan tak?
Tak boleh. Sebagai general physician, I can treat.
Alright.
But for the echo, for the valvular, we have to get the cardiologist.
Cardiologist juga.
Yes.
Alright.
Yes.
Okay. So, kita bercakap dengan Dr. Surendran Ramasamy, consultant physician and rheumatologist daripada Columbia Asia Hospital Tebrau. So, doktor, saya tengok banyak video di media sosial yang mengatakan bahawa wanita lebih kerap didiagnos dengan penyakit autoimun berbanding dengan lelaki, sebab wanita ni lagi ramai yang mengalami trauma, menyimpan dendam, ada childhood trauma, sedih sejak kecil, dan wanita yang lagi ramai multitasking between work and life and all that. All the sedih-sedih punya videos lah. As rheumatologist, do you agree with any part of this?
It's right and wrong actually. Why I say that? Because secara amnya, wanita has more preponderance to develop autoimmune disease.
Okay, memang wanita lebih kerap ya?
Lebih kerap, yes. So about 90% of the population who has autoimmune disease belongs to women. Why?
Sebab kami ada childhood trauma?
No, that is a misnomer actually. That is a myth.
Okay.
So it is not because of childhood trauma, it is because of the stress. So anyone can have a stress. So it's a combination of two things, right? It is preponderant genetic and also the environmental triggers. So the environmental triggers such as stress, smoking, as easy as sunlight can trigger an autoimmune process indeed.
So even smoke, which is a stress, plus genetic combined, higher autoimmune risk factor.
Yes, correct. That's right. So it is a cascade of event. It is combination of triggering factor and the preponderance. Preponderance is of course genetic.
Alright, okay, makes sense. Tetapi boleh ke Dr. Surin sebagai rheumatologist cakap semua pesakit autoimun adalah perempuan?
Tak.
Ada juga lelaki?
Ada juga.
Kenapa
ada
lelaki
juga.
dapat?
Okay, so masalahnya kalau lelaki dapat kan, dia orang punya disease tu it is more severe.
Oh, pula dah.
Yes, they get a severe burden of the disease and the mortality rate is higher as compared to females.
So kalau lelaki didiagnose dengan penyakit autoimun, contohnya lah SLE, Systemic Lupus Erythematosus, I was just reading some statistics before we start, 9 out of 10 patient apparently perempuan. So diorang kaitkan dengan hormon estrogen, saya tak tahu betul ke tak. Tapi 1/10 daripada lelaki tu dia dapat estrogen daripada mana pula?
No, it is not all about estrogen.
Okay, right?
Okay, the estrogen it plays. So estrogen, of course, we know women has estrogen more, right? So when there is up estrogen, low estrogen, such as during menarche, akil balik, during pregnancy or after pregnancy, it is because of the disequilibrium of the hormone stated in the body that triggers the person to get the autoimmune disease. Why men
What's
gets
the
it?
explanation in men?
I cannot give you the answer. Because it is just 10%, even though it is 10%, we notice that it is more severe in men, especially when it comes to SLE.
So you telling me kalau perempuan dapat autoimun, explanationnya adalah ketidakseimbangan hormon di dalam tubuh dia pada ketika itu, sebabkan akil balik ke, mengandung ke, stres ke, whatever that happens lah. Tapi bila lelaki benda yang sama berlaku, tiada ketidakseimbangan hormon.
Ada. So it is, as I said, genetic plus the environmental factors. So the environmental factors, it could be stress, smoking. Sunlight, or hormonal. Men have hormones, right? Estrogen hormones. So I cannot give you an answer why it happens, but it could be related to all this.
Alright, okay, makes more sense. So sebelum saya nak tanya lebih banyak tentang penyakit autoimun, saya nak tolong tanyakan apa yang netizen nak tahu selama ini, dan saya pun disoal benda ni. Adakah vaksin COVID-19 yang menjadi punca utama terhadap masalah autoimun yang didiagnose selepas pandemik, dan ada juga yang cakap sebelum vaksin COVID-19 tak pernah ada penyakit autoimun, tak pernah dengar pun. Lepas vaksin ni keluar, iaitu vaksin mRNA ni keluar, barulah ada penyakit-penyakit autoimun. Apa komen Dr. Surin?
Well, 5 years ago we get this a lot, isn't it? Yes, it triggers. It's not only COVID vaccine triggers. Any kind of vaccine actually triggers an autoimmune process. But lebih daripada vaksin, it is the infection.
Infection COVID. Right.
Yes, COVID infection, any viral infection can increase the risk of a patient to develop autoimmune disease. Remember aku cakap genetic and environmental factor. The environmental factor is infection.
Jangkitan lah dalam tubuh.
Jangkitan dalam tubuh. And we had millions who got infected by the same virus. That is why we have statistics to show there is correlation between rheumatological diseases and the infection.
The pandemic itself. Right. Sebab yes, millions took the vaccine, or billions, but there were also millions who were infected.
Yes, equally got infected.
So ada tak any pesakit yang doktor tengok yang selepas jangkitan COVID dapat autoimmune disease?
I had. I've seen some patients in previous hospitals. They do get after the infection settles, they come in because of rheumatological disease. And the thing is, we cannot differentiate whether the infection or is it because of the vaccine.
Right.
That leads to the inflammation. But whatever that has happened, the autoantibodies has triggered, and that has led into the disease.
Alright, okay, understand. So, talking about penyakit autoimun, sebenarnya even I boleh tengok my team podcast kat sini pun diorang, it's a new thing, it's a new word, it's a new term for many of them. Jadi ramai yang tak tak sedar ataupun tak perasan simptom awal, tanda-tanda awal. What are early symptoms yang you wish people realize that this could be autoimmune diseases?
Alright, so I'm glad that our team here actually knows what is autoimmune. If you rewind back 10-15 years ago, nobody knows what is autoimmune.
Yeah.
Only probably patient ataupun sekeliling patient yang tahu apa tu autoimmune. It has reached people just like how heart disease is. So our aim is people should know what is autoimmune. So autoimmune, as I said, it is self-antibody attacks your own body. Symptom awal it's feeling lethargic, yang rasa penat yang sangat-sangat teruk. So everybody gets tired, isn't it? But for patient yang ada autoimmune disease ni, penat dia, it is not penat yang biasa. Penat yang sangat teruk.
Right.
Maksudnya bila dia bangun dari tidur, katakan dia tidur 10 jam, walaupun dia bangun dia rasa penat.
Right.
He or she feels that I just ran 10 kilometers when early morning when I wake up. That type of tiredness, always want to sleep.
Rasa berat badan.
Correct. So this is something that in Asian market, Asian population, actually we skip it. We feel that this is just part
Saya
of me.
pemalas.
This is just part of me, it happens. But lethargic, if you look into literatures from white man country, they say lethargic is one of the main symptoms. Right? Usually we'll skip it. Maybe because saya jaga anak sebab tu saya rasa lemas. Yes. So these are the common symptoms that we get. The other one is kekakuan sendi. So what is kekakuan is stiffness.
Okay.
So when they wake up, they can't make a fist. So usually it will be like this, and it lasts for about 30 minutes. Significance is 30 minutes. Anything more than 30 minutes, tak dapat nak genggam, maksudnya that is hand stiffness, which is significant.
And ini untuk semua jenis penyakit autoimmune?
Tak, untuk rheumatoid arthritis. The hand stiffness is to rheumatoid arthritis. The lethargic, it is for SLE. Almost all, yes.
Almost all, because there's antibody going on. There's as though inflammation going
Correct. So
on.
it's a continuous heavy burden of inflammation happening in your body.
Right. So badan ni as though tengah demam all the time.
Yeah, and just like our Dr. Mala said, demam. We get patients who demam tu berpanjangan. Alright. Demam tu bukanlah sampai 39, 40 bila kita viral infection dapat 40 kan. It will be about 38, 38.5. Bila you tanya demam ke? Kalau saya sentuh panas, demam. Rasa demam, rasa panas. Tapi saya rasa nak demam. Yes, so that is the significance of autoimmune disease.
Right.
So the fever is there, but it is not spiking.
Okay.
So that is one of the reason. And the other thing is rashes. Biasanya sebab female more kan, any rashes, that one they will be very cautious.
Okay.
Because it involves the face, like autoimmune disease, it involves the face rashes. They go to clinic, they get treatment.
Dermatologists, aesthetic.
Yes, and also GPs. Oftenly, it will be misdiagnosed as it's just a rash, allergic rash, give you some pills.
But dia takkan the classic mala rash tu ke?
Ada.
Tapi still brushed off juga.
You get this. You get to see that it's brushed off skin lesions. If it is mala rash, probably lesser. But it can also is a photosensitive rash over the neck, over the hand. Yeah. So they be treated with some amount of steroid, it disappears, and then it comes back with a vengeance.
So in that sense, kalau seseorang yang ada simptom sebegini, dia tengah tengok podcast kita sekarang, dia rasa penat yang teramat, berat nak angkat badan ni pagi-pagi, dan mungkin ada ruam di sini dan di sana, goes on and off. Of course lah, kita pergi pharmacy, tunjuk the rash, pharmacy suruh pakai that cream, it goes off, and things like that, pergi klinik kan, then dia baru terfikir, oh my god, I have the combination of this. Apa dia patut buat sepatutnya?
The best thing is go and get yourself checked for inflammations in your body. ESR CRP is very important. Kalau yang itu tinggi, that means something is happening in your body.
Alright.
So the best thing is get your GP to refer you to a rheumatologist and get a thorough check. So early detection prevents morbidity.
Kemudaratan yang boleh menyebabkan teruk. Okay.
Yes.
Alright, saya nak tambah sikit tips daripada Dr. Surin. Kalau you all pergi mana-mana hospital swasta, contohnya Columbia Asia Tebrau, you boleh walk in to outpatient department ke, lab ke ataupun emergency department, minta autoimmune profile. Dia memang dah ada package dah. Dia memang dah letak all your CRP, ESR, autoantibodies, itu ini dah ada. So when you do the blood test, you boleh dapat a little bit of idea. Of course, saya selalu nasihatkan pesakit, jangan interpret the result yourself. Mesti berjumpa dengan doktor, sama ada MO ke, pakar ke, but at least that's the first step. At least you kena buat autoimmune panel tu, and then you can go from there. So ujian darah is very very important, tapi bukan full blood count, liver function. Kalau you buat tu nanti benda tu normal. So buatlah autoimmune panel. So guys, kita masih bercakap dengan Dr. Surendran Ramasamy, consultant physician and rheumatologist daripada Columbia Asia Hospital Tebrau. Saya harap sekarang korang dah tahu apa itu rheumatology dan siapa pakar rheumatologist, apa yang diorang rawat dan apa yang diorang buat. Generally penyakit autoimmune lah, dan apa-apa yang berkaitan dengan radang dalam badan. So kita dah sampai ke penghujung episod ini berkenaan dengan penyakit autoimmune bersama-sama dengan Dr. Surin Ramasamy, consultant physician and rheumatologist daripada Columbia Asia Hospital Tebrau. Thank you kepada anda semua yang tengok daripada awal sampai akhir, sehingga kita berjumpa dalam episod akan datang. It's bye from me and Dr. Surin.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.